think with the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep.
Until morning. Ewing.
Oh, wow. Oh, he's going to try to get one more shot off the line. Push the buzzer. How about that? Steps over Toronto. He thought about three. He'll put up a three.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Boom Broadcasting presents 3 from Deep. I'm your host, Jason Calenzo. Guys, welcome to the show. Happy Monday, first Monday in August. Hard to believe that we are winding down the summer already, coming out of a crazy weekend, especially a crazy weekend for the Boom Broadcasting family. And I want to just give a quick shout out here to my man, Mouthing Off with Mike and the missus, holding it down, 2-night event for SummerSlam. We had a watch party. We had some pregame festivities with my man, the president, Mr. Michael Davis. We had a lot of the Boom Broadcasting family jumping on over the weekend. 2-day event, 2-evening event going on, just watching SummerSlam, talking about wrestling. It was an absolute success. So shout out, Mike. Fantastic. Great event. I went in there a couple of times and started watching a little bit because I got to support my Boom family. But what a fantastic weekend for the Boom Broadcasting Network. So coming out of the weekend, here we are, 3 from Deep, getting into some NBA action already because, man, even though it's the off season, we still got a lot of action going on here, and I'm pretty excited to talk about it here. But first things first, it's your first time to 3 from Deep. Welcome. I'm Jason Calenzo, your host. We are on the Boom Broadcasting Network on the YouTube channel. So if you get a second, hit that like and subscribe button, man. I do appreciate it. I appreciate the love I've been getting, people watching. Don't be afraid to drop me comments in the comment section. I love talking to those that are listening. Whatever you got to say, drop me a line, man. I love having that interaction. I want to hear what you guys are thinking. Do you agree with a lot of the stuff I say? Do you think I'm nuts? Either way, I want to hear it because I love it. And this is why I do it, because I'm glad I can entertain you guys, even for, half hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is. The world gets a little heavy out there. So I'm glad I can kind of jump in here and fill your NBA needs this off season. So we're going to get into the shoot around here because, of course, the big news coming out of the weekend was my man, Mr. Laker himself, the new Mr. Laker, Luka Laker. The Lakers lock up Mr. Luka for 3 years, $165 million, and that 2028 player option. So trying to get Luka off the free agency board for next year. I think this really solidifies him being a Laker for life, or at least the next, I'd say at least 8 to 10 years. We'll talk about that here, why in a second. But this was definitely a great move for the Lakers. Great move for Luka. You get your guarantee. You have a team that wants you, that wants to build around you, that knows you are a top 5 talent in the NBA. Why, we're still scratching our heads wondering why the Dallas Mavericks did what they did in February. But of course, what's done is done. So now Luka Legend is a Laker, solidifying him staying, because with that 2028 option, very interesting. If he opts out, he could re-sign with the Lakers for 5 years, $417 million. That's a little over $83 million a year. That is absolutely insane. Because we know when he was traded in February, that kind of killed his option and ability to sign a Supermax deal, which cost him a few dollars, a little bit of money. But with this 3-year deal, getting that 2028 player option, this gives him the ability to sign that 5-year max deal at the end of this in 2028. He can opt out, which is fantastic for the Lakers. Now you have Luka locked up for at least the next 8 years. You can continue to build around him. And with some of these offseason moves, man, Lakers, I don't think they're done yet, too. But Lakers, getting losing my brain here. Getting DeAndre Ayton, getting Marcus Smart, adding to that team. So now you got Rui Hachimura, Bronny James, Dalton Connect, Jackson Hayes, Maxi Keebler, Jake LaRiva, Markieff Morris, Austin Reeves, Alex Lynn. Don't forget about LeBron James. I know this is probably LeBron James's swan song, but they have a pretty decent team there in LA, quietly creeping up. They were third last year in the West, behind OKC and the Rockets. Do these moves that they did this offseason put them ahead of the Rockets in Oklahoma City? That remains to be seen. Oklahoma City, and I still have first. The Rockets, with the addition of Kevin Durant, and with them and Amen Thompson and Alfred Sengun, I still have them second, but I think the Lakers, a solid third in the West. They could probably move up to second, but more important for them is their future. So once LeBron is gone, whatever they do, whether they play this season out and LeBron gets his farewell tour in LA and then retires at the end of the year, then next year when LeBron is off the books, now you can go out and see if you can get another big name free agent, make some other trades. I still don't think they're done this year making some moves. There's still a lot of, internet stuff flying around. And I only put stock into what I see on Facebook and Instagram and X and all that other stuff, with LeBron wanting to get traded or the Lakers wanting to get rid of him and getting somebody else. I know Dalton Connect has been floated around out there. I don't put any stock in that until I hear through official channels, what the Lakers want to do. It's all hearsay. I know one of the big things floating around right now, conspiracy theorists out there, Nikola Jokic didn't sign his extension with the Denver Nuggets, which is going to make him a free agent next year, 2027, I believe it is. So, I know he does have a player option, but he can opt out of that, the 28 season. So if, Luka Dončić and Nikola Jokic are friends, I know that has been floating around out there, because I tell you what, right now, Nikola Jokic, for me, pound for pound, the best basketball player on the planet. He's number one. It's hard to beat him. He is the dad bod god. He is a monster. You put him with Luka Dončić, and I don't care who else you put him with. You put Luka and the Joker together, you could put him with an AAU team. They're going to win the championship, period. Like, that would be absolutely ridiculous. Again, I don't know how much stock I put into that, but that would be insane to see Luka and Joker as Lakers. Whether it's true or not, again, I'm seeing some stuff floating around out there. I think it'd be pretty crazy. But this was a great signing for the Los Angeles Lakers, locking him up, solidifying him to be the future of the Los Angeles Lakers, to build around him. And they're not dumb. Rob Pelinka, he's not a rookie at this, man. So he knows what he's doing. It wasn't hard for him to go, okay, you want to trade me Luka? Let's do it. Like twist my arm. And you want what for him? Knicks gave up 5 first-round picks for Malik Beasley I'm losing my brain here a little bit here. I got my notes. Malik Bridges. Man, I couldn't. It's Monday, guys. Losing it a little bit Monday, but 5 first-round picks for Malik Bridges, and they only had to give 1 for Luka with AD. Still crazy to think about. Still one of the craziest NBA trades in NBA history. But this is huge for Los Angeles to lock up Luka for, again, at least the next 8 years, because you're going to get him 3 years on this deal, opt out, and then he'll sign another 5-year deal, probably have some other stuff in there. So I have a feeling, unless maybe whatever years down the road, he wants to retire as a Maverick because he came in as a Maverick and do that whole full circle thing. Maybe he signs a 1-year deal at the end of his career. But I think the bulk of the next, 8 years, we're going to see Luka Dončić as a Laker. It's just who's going to join him. Who are the Lakers going to put with him? I want to hear some of your thoughts too, guys. What are you thinking? You thinking that now that Luka is definitely solidified as a Laker, does this make it a premium destination? Because, LA was already a destination place. The Lakers, the history, the weather, the vibe, the money, everything that goes along with being a Los Angeles Laker, that makes it a very appealing place to play. But now that Luka Dončić is going to be a Los Angeles Laker for a long time, I think you're going to see a lot of opting out maybe next year. I think you're going to see a lot of, these players talk to each other. So there's going to be a lot of recruitment going on, even though you're kind of technically not allowed to do that. But at the same time, these players behind closed doors, they know each other. They talk to each other. It's kind of hard to police that. So I can see Luka starting to recruit ever since he signed this deal, throwing it out there. And one of the big recruits, Nikola Jokic, that's a possibility, man. And that to me is that's pretty crazy. Man, just to think about that. And again, as a Knicks fan, and not really a huge Lakers fan, that would be insane to see two of the best basketball players on the planet on the same team. It'd almost be unfair. This would be another Shaq, Kobe-esque dynasty. And guys, I'd like to know what you think. If Luka and Nikola Jokic team up, can this be a three-peat Shaq, Kobe dynasty type team? What are your thoughts, man? Because that would be something exciting. And I would definitely have to jump on live and do some crazy stuff if something like that went down. So we'll see what happens after this year. I know the Nuggets made a few moves, but Nikola Jokic loves his stuff, outside of basketball. You guys have probably seen the tears from the horse racing when his horse won. That's where his real passion is. So I wouldn't even be surprised if at the end of his contract that he ended up just retiring and goes and plays with horses. So just because I know Nikola Jokic loves that. So lots going on. Welcome Luka to the Lakers for the next 5 to 7 years plus 8 years. We'll see what happens, guys. Lots going on in LA. That's going to be a very, very exciting team to watch. So, guys, I'm going to throw a technical foul in here. We had a little bit of drama here, with this guy here, Mr. Gilbert Arenas. I know you guys have probably seen that, arrested Mr. Agent Zero on the wrong side of the law again for hosting illegal poker games in his Encino mansion. And this is what he's charged with. I wrote this down because I want to make sure I get it right. 1 count conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, 1 count operating an illegal gambling business, and then 1 count of making false statements to federal investigators, which is kind of concerning to me. So to me, I would think if it was someone different, I may believe them a little bit more. But when you come out dancing and you go on your Twitter and you start talking about, I'm going to start snitching on everybody, that just to me is ridiculous, man. Come on. In 2009, the 2009 season, December, Gilbert Arenas got in trouble when he played for the Wizards. He was, oddly enough, playing cards with Javaris Critterton and got into some beef. And then they ended up pulling guns on each other, brought guns into the locker room. That ultimately got him suspended for the whole rest of the 2009-2010 season and really derailed his career. He was never the same player after this. Kind of bounced around a little bit for the next 2-3 years. He was a superstar, 28 points a game in the 06-07 season, and then literally just falled off the map because of this one incident, and which also changed a lot of things in the NBA, the way they do security, things like that. You know, it takes one guy to screw it up for everybody, and that's Gilbert Arenas. But what concerns me more is, again, you are an athlete, you are a superstar. People watch you, they respect you. You kids look up to you, look at you. Agent Zero, you're an NBA player, you were famous, and here you are, arrested, smiling, dancing as you get out, talking about snitching on everybody. Very concerning. Not a big fan. Look, if you didn't do something wrong, that's great. Like, you know, I believe innocent until proven guilty. I do believe that. But there's a certain way you handle your business. And coming out like you are, going on your Twitter X, platform, posting weird videos of a lineup and talking about snitching on guys. I mean, and some of the guys that were at this illegal poker game thing were probably not of the highest regard. Some sketchy people in there and some weird names. I'm not even going to mention them. But concerning. Gilbert, what are you doing? You know, screwed up your NBA career with the whole gunplay thing and playing it down and making a fool of yourself because of it instead of trying to own up to it and be a man about it. You joked about it, and you're doing the same thing now. And it's almost embarrassing. I mean, come on. You have people that love you and that respect you to do this and dance around about it and joke about it. I don't think it's funny. You talk about legal fees. You're talking about now you got to go to court. You got to do this whole thing. God forbid something bad happens because the people you're snitching on run with the wrong circle. So, I mean, come on, dude. You know, bad move. Very disappointed. I'm giving you the technical foul. Gilbert Arenas, I would have thought you would have learned something from the 2009 episode that literally screwed up your career. And here we are again, just making bad moves, bad decisions, and joking about it. I don't think it's funny. If it was something goofy, then handle your business, but handle it behind closed doors. Be cool about it. This ain't cool. So sad to see Gilbert Arenas becoming the 09 gunplay Gilbert Arenas again, which killed his career. So bad move, dude. Not cool. Not cool at all. I have a feeling this is going to come back to bite you in the butt. So be prepared, Gilbert. This ain't gonna end well. All right, guys. We're gonna jump in here. I've been doing over this. I've been doing this over the off season, going through the different divisions. We did the East last 3 shows. Excuse me. Now we're going to jump in the West side. West side is the best side. Everybody still says the West is the best. They are deep. They have some of the bigger names. I still think the East is just as difficult. It's just right now without a lot of, without Jason Tatum. There's some younger upstart teams that are trying to make names for themselves. So it probably doesn't weigh as heavy as the Western Conference. So let's get into this Northwest Division, guys. And I'm pretty excited to talk about the Northwest Division because we have the returning champ Oklahoma City Thunder in there. We have the worst team in the NBA last year, which was the Utah Jazz. You got Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in there. Minnesota Timberwolves, who made some noise last year, but not enough noise. And then, of course, the Portland Trailblazers, who I don't think will be much next year, but, we're waiting on Dame Dollar to come back, but we'll see what happens. So let's start off with my number 5 in the Northwest Division, and that's going to be those Portland Trailblazers. I think they really are waiting for Dame Dollar. I think they're going to be competitive to a point. They had 36 wins last year, 36-46. I don't see them reaching that number this year. I got them pegged at about 25 wins. Can Scoot Henderson get out of the G League and become something a little bit more? There are a couple of rookies, Hanson Yang and Caleb Love. Let's see what they can do to develop next year. Drew Holiday. And Drew Holiday's been in the league for 16 years, man. That's crazy. Drew Holiday is a really, really solid NBA player. But, man, it's just once you start looking at these guys' tenures, I couldn't believe he's been in the league that long. So, but again, I think he's waiting for Dame Dollar to get back. So to me, top pick incoming for the Portland Trailblazers. I have them last. I think they're going to be, not going to say one of the worst teams in the NBA, but I think they're going to be down there. I think they're going to be with the Wizards and the Pelicans, kind of bottom feeders, hoping for, this year it was Cooper Flagg. Who's going to be the tanking for this year? So I think Portland's going to be in that because, again, they're waiting for Dame Dollar to get back. So I got Portland number 5 in that Northwest Division. Number 4, I got the Jazz. I got them a little bit better. Ace Bailey. Let's see what he does. I like the new unis. If you guys haven't seen the new uniforms yet, I like Ace Bailey. We'll see what he does development-wise. Can he get past the narrative of, hey, I don't want to be there. I can't believe Utah drafted me. All the drama that happened when he was drafted. Hopefully he can get back that. Kyle Flapowski had a really, really good summer league, second-year player. I think he's going to be something special. Lauri Markkanen, he's been in the league 8 years now. It seems to me that he's always just draft fodder. He's been in, the Bulls and the Jazz. I think he's been all over the place. So I would not be surprised if at some point in time here soon he gets traded and the Jazz start making some moves. But I got him a little bit better this year. They were 17-65 last year. Again, the worst team in the NBA. But they did some odd move and re-up and extended Will Hardy, their coach, who, when you look at it from a basketball perspective, you're like, well, you were the worst team in the NBA and you re-upped your coach. That goes against what a lot of these, not just NBA teams, but a lot of these, sports teams do. You can have a coach that wins a championship and you turn around and fire him. You look at Malone and some of the other guys that got lost their jobs last year. Tom Thibodeau with the Knicks, 50-win plus season back-to-back, make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and you lose your job. So you can have the worst team in the West and get extended. So, but at the same time, I kind of like it because we, as the NBA, chew through coaches so fast and you don't give any time for development. You don't give them any real room to make a better winning environment. You give them a short leash, then you pull the leash, and then you put somebody else in there, and you expect young players to develop, and you expect teams to develop, but you're just churning through coaches, you're churning through the organization. So it is refreshing to see the Jazz stick with their coach and give him a shot. I hope he can turn it around. I got him about 28 wins. I think they're about 10 to 12 wins better than last year. I don't see him playoff. I don't see this as a playoff team quite yet. I still think they need to make some better moves. This is not the Donovan Mitchell Rudy Gobert Jazz. This is a very young, inexperienced team that needs to prove something out there. So I have them fourth. I don't think they're the worst anymore, but it remains to be seen. I dig the new unis too, man. That's a nice blue on there with that Utah Jazz. Number 3, I'm going with the Nuggets. The move with trading Michael Porter Jr. for Cameron Johnson, I think that was needed. Michael Porter Jr. just could never get really past the injury bug, really could never just get over that expectation, of him being more than what they wanted. And he just, even though he won a chip, just could never get there. And he was injured this whole season, especially in the playoffs, he was injured. But Cameron Johnson, 18.8 points a game, 4.3 rebounds, 3.4 assists. I think he's going to be an excellent addition with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. Can Aaron Gordon be healthy? Tim Hardaway Jr. addition on there is nice. Jonas Valanciunas, if he's committed, because of course there was all this offseason stuff about he didn't want to play. He wanted to go overseas and play over there. He wasn't committed, but now so much he's committed. So I think that would be a nice addition to this Nuggets team. Christian Braun, I don't think he gets enough love. Man, he is a heck of a player. He had a great playoff series, man, against Oklahoma City. They just could not get over that Oklahoma City hump. But I have the Nuggets sliding off. 50 wins last year, 32 losses. I have them about 47 wins. So I have them sliding down a little bit. Nikola Jokic, best basketball player in the world, but he needs help. He needs the support around him. And with the new players on this team, I really want to see how they start off. This new season is going to be pivotal for Nikola Jokic and what he does when his contract is over and he can opt out. So that to me is going to be this is a very important season for the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic. This is like teetering on when he's done. Does he forget his player option and just retire, go play with horses? Does he go to another team? Does he go to LA and play with his boy Luka? Man, if he did that, the reverberation of his move would be epic. Probably one of the biggest things to happen to the NBA in the past 20 plus years. You thought the Luka trade was something. If Nikola Jokic opts out of his contract, becomes a free agent, and then goes to LA and plays with Luka, crazy. But I have them third in this Northwest Division. This is one of the tougher divisions in the NBA. You have 3 playoff teams. You have 2, young up-and-coming teams looking to make the name for themselves. So this is going to be tough. But Nuggets, this is this important year, man. Y'all better do something to keep Nikola Jokic happy, because I think you need to go deep into the playoffs to get him to commit to the Denver Nuggets. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there, man. I got the Minnesota Timberwolves second in this division. I think they're going to be better than last year. 49 wins, 33 losses, but I think they hit 50. Anthony Edwards, he says the right things, man. He really does about getting in the gym and being better. I think he was kind of embarrassed this playoff season. He did not have a really, really good playoffs. The one that I was immensely impressed by this playoff season was Julius Randle, former New York Knick, who kind of was never really available for us, always hurt. But, man, he had a great playoffs for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was the MVP of that team. So if he can stay healthy, locking up Naz Reid, another guy who I think is severely underrated in the NBA. He is one of the best players out there. He is uber important to this team. So I think with him, Julius Randle being healthy, I think Rudy Gobert needs to step it up. Rudy Gobert was a little soft last year. The defensive player of the year, normally every year. just wasn't dominant. He was very lackluster, did not shine. Could have really made a defensive name for himself, could have really stood out as the Stifle Tower. He really could have been something. You got Jokic, you have AD, you have Victor Wembanyama on a rise. So Rudy Gobert, you needed to really step up, last year to say, hey, guys, look, you can have all those players you want. I'm still the tops when it comes to a rim presence in the NBA. And just, didn't really do what he needed to do last year. So I think this is a tall tale year for him. Can he step it up and be the dominant force again? Because Anthony Edwards needs those guys. He is a generational talent. But if the Minnesota Timberwolves want to take that big leap forward, and Edwards needs to get everybody on his back and lead them. And we'll see what happens this year. But I have the Timberwolves second. I think they have 50-win season. I think they are going to be very, very tough in the West. But this division is going to be won by the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're in my number one. I think they are poised to repeat. Man, you will talk about an organization, a team that you need to blueprint yourself off of. The way they manage their club, the way they stockpile picks and assets and do some of the smartest trades you can think of out there. It all came to fruition this year with winning the championship. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander knocking on the door as one of the top 5 players in the world. I think he's kind of right there. This year, I need to see something a little bit more from him. I still don't think he's really up there yet. I know a lot of people, we've had this discussion, but he's close. But with him signing his mega deal, Chet Holmgren signing his mega deal, Jalen Williams signing his mega deal. So you have the big 3 in Oklahoma City locked up for the short-term foreseeable future. Fantastic. Lou Dort, Caruso, Hartenstein, Wiggins, Mark Denault. He's a heck of a coach. Got championship under his belt now. I think Oklahoma City is going to be really hard to beat. I still think they're the number 1 team in the West. I think they are poised to repeat. That team is stacked. They have the experience now. They got over losing and getting booted out of the playoffs the previous year early. That kind of stepped them up. I don't see them winning 68 games this year, but I still think they can crack 60. I still think they can hit 60 wins. I still think this team is poised to be the team to beat. And I don't see anybody right now being able to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder on paper. And that's with Kevin Durant in Houston. That's with Luka in Los Angeles. That's with Ant in Minnesota and Joker in Denver, etc. New York, Jalen Brunson, my boy, the Brunson burner in New York. To me, Oklahoma City still top of the mark, guys. So I have them number 1. So again, that's the Portland Trailblazers number 5, Jazz number 4, Denver number 3, Minnesota number 2, and Oklahoma City number 1 in that Northwest division. So be interesting to see this year. This year is going to be pivotal for a lot of those teams and what they do, and if they start making trades. So you figure by December, February, if they're not in the mix, you may see some guys on the move. So lots of excitement in the NBA, guys. Cannot wait for this season to start. I cannot wait for every time I pick up my phone or turn on the TV, there's something crazy going on in the NBA. Again, with Luka signing his mega deal. So, man, even in the offseason, guys, I'm excited. Plus, just a little programming note, too. Again, I'm going to keep doing 3 from Deep here on Mondays until we get to the season. But check me out in the next few weeks here, next 3 weeks. Your boy New York will also be hosting Sideline Savants. That will be coming back. So I'll have a couple of shows out there. I will be doing a fantasy football show and having some guests on, and we'll be talking all things fantasy football. Because again, now we're here in August. You can hear the football stuff coming into play here. So I'm pretty excited about that. So we're still going to do 3 from Deep. I'm still going to be your NBA podcast guy. So thank you guys very much for listening. But yeah, be prepared, man, because Boom Broadcasting has a lot of great stuff coming out. We are just going to be even bigger coming out going into this season here with the NFL. We got the Prez, Michael Davis, does Out of Pocket. He does Dad and the Boys, does a show with his dad. We got my man Shannon, does Quick Hits. We got It Stinks with my man Sean. He talks about his TV shows. Man, we got just tons of mouthing off with Mike with the wrestling shows. Chris DeLuca, I can't forget about my man Chris DeLuca doing his shows for MLB. The MLB season is going crazy right now. I'm a little heartbroken. Hopefully Aaron Judge can get back and get healthy for my Yankees, but we're slipping up a little bit here. I don't like the way we've been playing here lately. So Yankees, you guys got to get it going here, man. Toronto's taking hold of that division right now, and it's disheartening to watch that. So let's go Yankees. But man, guys, Boom Broadcasting is where it is at. Please like and subscribe. Jump on here. Again, anybody wants to sponsor, we're always looking for sponsors. Anybody wants to jump on here and join the Boom Broadcasting family, you're more than welcome to jump on. We would love to hear from you. So drop me a line, drop me a DM, drop me a comment, guys. I love hearing from you. I thank you all very much from the bottom of my heart. This is 3 from Deep. I'm Jason Calenzo, and we'll see you next Monday. Peace.